you on in, and I'm going to wait for the link to populate so I could get it out to the text notification squad. As you see, we are back in the studio. I'm happy to be back here. This is a broadcast that we are doing because yeah, I posted this on my Facebook page yesterday. You know what? Before we even talk about it, I need to get the link so that I can get it out to the text notification squad. And then we're going to go live on these other platforms. Okay, perfectamundo. The link has been populated. Let me just get the oh my gracious goodness. All right, let me see where I am at. This is taking me into the YouTube studio, and I don't want to be here. Let's see. All right. Sorry about that. Welcome in. I'm glad I did a test run because whenever I come back from these long stints, I forget how to use my doggone equipment, which is unbelievable. I'm glad we're not live on the other platforms. Come on in, everybody. Your girl is messing up. Let me get the there. It has not been that long. We reported on the Kitten Heels expiration, so we've been around. We've been around. Listen, listen. I'm not in my, I need to get back into the thing so I could get the link and all of this other stuff. Okay, so listen, before you start answering, let me get stuff ready. Oh God, I'm not, you know what? I needed to do a broadcast because we've been sponsored and I need to get the broadcast done. For those of you on the text notification squad, we met up in private. So look, I've been telling you all for a long time to join the text notification squad. If you haven't by now, I've already said it far too many times. Text notification squad is a service. It's $1.99. I mean, I'm not saying nothing. It's $1.99. It's a tremendous value. And you get to get a notification whenever I go live. You never miss anything anymore, and you get to meet up with me behind the scenes, like when I haven't been on for a minute. So let me get this saved. Let me save the I did not get the link. Lot of mercy. They said my cheekbones pop. They pop, 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 poof, 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 poof. Listen. The cheekbones, them are pop. Them sharp just like a rock. Okay, I finally got the thing. Let me turn on monetization for the video. I'm not liking my energy right now. I need to get it together. Let's get this. Let's get the link over to the text notification squad. The cheekbones, them are pop, 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 pop. Hard just like a rock, pop, 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 pop. Come and get it sharp. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so there is the link to the text notification. Let's get this out right now. I hope there's no spelling errors because I was doing vegan right up until it was time for me to come back to New York. And then the pizza, she called my name. And you know what? Look, the pizza called my name. And when I ate the pizza, there was something chemically happened to my body. And I felt so good. So all I'm going to say to everybody is do what works for you, honestly. Be as healthy as you can, incorporate as many vegetables and live veggies and fruits and minimal oils. And when your body when your body sounded like R. Kelly in the 90s, just in moderation. All right. So let's get it. I'm waiting for this notification. Notification just went out. let's get a little bit of music up before we go live on these other platforms. I know it's avant-garde, but I need to get into the groove, and I don't even know where to find my music anymore. Here we go. Hey, come on. Yes, the pizza felt good, just like this little winery right here feel good. Hey, just like that winery feel good right here. Hey. Oh, my phone is dropping in my ear. Hey. Just like that winery. Oh, they can't hear. Let me see. Oh, let me see. No, wine. Hey. It shows that no one can hear? Well, some people can. Oh, come on. Now you done made the whole song go while I'm over here trying to fix the thing. Let's start again. One more again, and then we'll probably be ready to get into it. All right, come on in, everybody. Come on in. Come on. Hey. Oh. You don't know nothing about that. Hey. All right. Here we go. All right, wonderful. Here we go. I feel better. Let us get... Hey, you know what? Oh my goodness. I want to show you all the picture. I want to show you all what we're talking about here. Because this right here is a boondoggle if I ever heard one. Right? Let's see. This is the scenario that we are talking about. Oh my Lord. You know what? I'm so happy that I did a little test run because we are not live on any other platform. I'm messing up. My phone is laying down. My hips done knocked the phone asunder. Or something knocked it asunder. All right. I thought we were ready. We're not ready. How many minutes have we been on here? We've been on for 8 minutes. Ain't got the video started yet. Let's get into the video right at this very moment. Let's get live on these other platforms. Before we get live on the other platforms, I have to show the the thing on the other screen. Where is my screen splitter? I'm glad I did not do the video that I needed to do for my sponsorship because I'm out of it. I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go. Thank you. All right. Are there any captions on the bottom? Oh, this is unbelievable. What's happening to me? You know what? I'm going to turn on the AC. I'm going to just mentally... I need to do something because what I'm doing right now, I'm going to have to cut this part out of the video because... All right, let's see. All right. What are we doing? What am I supposed to be doing right now? Okay. I need to... Hold on. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. This is my first video since I've been back, and I'm out of it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I forgot how to use my equipment. I forgot everything. I don't know how to do the things I need to do. All right. Oh, let me just tell you all, before we get into the video, on the side of my head, I had a piece of hair sticking out, and I said, oh, let me just trim a little bit. And now this is how I look. Because I trimmed off the golden part or the platinum part, and now it's dark underneath. So when I go to look at the apples and you see this, just know that when you send some apples, that will help me be able to fix this. I know. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. We got everything up and running, right? All right, let's get live on the other platforms. All right. We are live on LinkedIn. We are live on Twitter. We are live on Facebook. I feel like there's something else we're supposed to be live on. Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're supposed to be live on 4 platforms. We got YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. That's right there. All right, welcome in everybody. Welcome in everybody. Welcome. I am your host Tanya TKO. We're getting off to a little bit of a rough start, but hey, listen, if you're a part of the text notification squad, you already know what is going on. I wanted to welcome you all in. Listen, right now we need to talk about this picture. I wasn't going to talk about this. I posted it on my Facebook page. Whenever I want to discuss topics, I post them on my Facebook page, and then the conversation stays there. But today, or when I posted this last night, right? The conversation was so devastating and so heartbreaking, especially for Black women. This conversation is for Black women. And listen, if you would not stay there, this video really isn't for you, because I don't want us to be here just beating up on women who we consider to be pick-me's, right? I don't want us to just be beating up on these women. What I want today's video to serve as a lesson for self-reflection for the people, the women who would stay there. As well, I don't know if I really want to talk too much to the men, because, men have their own agenda. I'm going to be doing a survey. Let me see if I could get a little bit of concealer under my eyes. I'm going to be doing a survey, right, with men, and I'm going to need the men to answer the survey. But for starters, right, there's a person, Keep It Blogger, says he got a nice spot. Listen, okay. You know what? Let me put the comments up on the screen here. The person who did that Keep It Blogger, you got a twig and berry hanging down between your legs, or do you have the universe? The universe tucked up inside. I need to know twig and berry or universe, because I need to understand what is happening right now. I'm going to give my point of view. I took some notes on this. Grow is saying it doesn't matter if she's attracted. I did too much now. I should have just left it the way this one was. Let me see if I could pound that in. Listen, Amanda's saying she didn't get her text. Make sure that your phone is connected to your network there. The text went out. If you haven't gotten any text, or you haven't just gotten this one, send me. You're going to have to restart your phone, take out the SIM and put it back in, right? Listen, where's the twig and berry? I need the twig and berry. I need twig and berry to answer whether or not there's something swinging down below, beating against the chair. I'm just here to support. So 100. No. I need you to answer whether or not there is something beating against your chair right now, or listen, I need to know. So I want to talk about this situation real quick. Number one, the first question that I have to ask is for the ladies who find this acceptable, right? For the ladies who find this acceptable, right? I want to know, what is your lowest resource bar? I honestly, really, truly want to know that. What is the lowest amount of resource, right, that a man can have for you to be able to get with him? I don't want to hear from, I'm going to take the comments off the screen, because I don't want this to be let's beat up on the people that we consider to be pick-me's, right? What I really want us to do is I want to be able to have a conversation with the people who find this acceptable. So if you find this acceptable, please, by all means, right? Listen, you all are messing up my video. I want to talk to the people who think it's acceptable. You know what? Fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all the ability to go over to my Facebook page. As a matter of fact, there's a bunch of comments that I want you all to read, right? Here we go. This is part of the reason that I'm doing the video. Here we go. I hate when I have, you know what? I'm not going to be able to go away if I'm going to come back acting like this. All right, here we go. So, first person up says Shay. She says, going to buy some things to help him settle in, and we going to cuddle on the blow up mattress, watch Netflix, make out, sip on some wine until we pass out, because at least he got his own and ain't sharing with nobody else. It's a fresh start. We all had to start somewhere. And she look about mid-30s if you ask me, right? Next comment up. Candy says she going home, right? You see she got the uh the bundles. The bundles don't pay for themselves, right? Next up we have Janaya. She says, staying and brainstorming how we can own 100+ units together. We don't need decorations. That's material things. I'd rather stack up and save and have an empty apartment doing it. And then Malcolm responds back saying, the best answer. And somebody else responds back saying, best response, queen. Regina says, I would. Right? Look, I just want you all to see this madness. Nay says, I'm staying. We can build together. Right? I'm staying. We can build together. Glecia says, spending the night, going to help him get stuff for his place. Shawnee says, we can build at my house. LaParisha says, I'll stay. I understand everybody have to start somewhere. And if he's a genuine good man, I'll help him. Why is every word capitalized? This is bizarre. Well, she says she's staying, so we know there's some things going on there, but nonetheless. And if he's a genuine good man, look, this is too much for me. Honestly, this is too much. Let me put the all right, let me just put that up there. If he's a genuine good man, I'll help him through the process. Shy says, I'm definitely going home. I don't know what's wrong with anybody who would sleep on an air mattress when I have a whole bed. He better come stay at my house because I'm not sleeping there. So she was off to a good start, but then she's now talking about and pineapple. Wait, who says this? Bruce says, Ayo, wasn't this woman homeless at some point? Bruce said that. And nigga, I'm glad you brought that the fuck up, bitch. I'm glad you brought that up. Let me address you right now. I'm glad you brought that up, nigga. And if there's anybody who got a problem with my use of the N-word and in its correct application, or in my subjective application, then this isn't the place for you, because I like the N-word as it applies to certain niggas. Let me just help you understand something. Please show me. Show me. I'm a woman, and let me tell you something, motherfucker. When I slept in my car, there were many a men who wanted to take care of me, who wanted to swoop in on his Superman cape and get me up out of that car. Bitch, look at me. Look at me. I want you to just look. Hey, just look. The only reason a person like me, A woman, most any woman out there, would stay in a car for a year is out of choice. And you have to wonder about the standard that she has that makes that a choice. That's one, right? Two, show me the video where I had my sleeping bag in the back seat talking about trying to get somebody to come in there and spend the night with me, especially if I'm supposed to be provider and protector. Fall back. You don't want none of this smoke, son, because what happens is your balls ain't fully descended yet. But I will take the flat part of the top of my foot and smash them the fuck back in. Don't play with me. You do not want this smoke. We're talking about a man whose penis shoots live human DNA every time he ejaculates. Each time. It is the male orgasm that inseminates. The female orgasm does not release an egg. Fall back. You don't understand what you're talking about. I said I was talking to the women. Sit down. Sit down and blow your nose and hope that your nuts fall out of your body. Please, just fall back. Fall back. Because if you are the type of N-word that thinks that this is okay, that inviting a woman over while you got a twin-size air mattress of the cheapest kind on the floor and then asking her to stay there and spend the night with you, if you think that that's okay, then you're the type of man that I'm warning them about anyway. And so it's no wonder that you're here with your little grapes, sitting down by the keyboard, trying to pound out with your little grapes, trying to pound out your anger and frustration. So fall back. Fall back, boy. You don't want none of this. A grown woman here. Me as a grown woman. Let's continue going forward. All right. So she started off good, and then she started talking about bringing him back to her place. A man who is having some obvious issues. So now mama is going to bring him to her place. Let's go to the next, because there's so many of these. I want these. No, walnuts are too big. They're grapes, the small ones, the type of grapes that they make wine out of. Have you seen the size of those grapes? The little small ones. Those. Oh no, champagne grapes are the ones that are like this big. So let's continue going forward. Vernita says, staying. We can fix it up together, or at least figure out how to put it together. Siobhan says, yeah, sorry, bro, I'm going home. I need my bed, LOL. Listen. Jalima says, some of these people in here are capping. They would be right there sliding on the floor with him, right? Maybe that's Jalim. Oh, Jalim is a man. Okay. Nicole says, we go into Walmart and going half on a queen size deluxe air mattress, and then we spend the night. So you're gonna go to Walmart and buy the deluxe queen air mattress and all of this because penis out there is just so difficult to get, right? Joelle says, home, air mattresses don't hold up. All right, look, hey, look. Then somebody says, maybe he just signed and hasn't moved in yet, trying to christen the new spot with you. Yeah, and maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. But the fact that you are coming here with your imagination, gambling with your vagina and your uterus, right? These are some of the comments that I saw on the original post, right? Not even on my own post. You can go over to my page and take a look at my posts and see how people came to my page cutting up and acting the fool. One woman talked about drug rehab and prison. I got to find that comment for you all. Because I was like, if you are having intercourse with a person fresh out of prison, and this is the first time that you're seeing his place, this means that you all haven't even gotten your mutual STD tests with each other. and you are going to take a fresh out of prison man, because if you know like the F I know, every single man that comes out of prison, you need to make sure that he gets himself and you get yourself STI, STD, and all types of tests before you have intercourse. Even if, listen, you don't have to listen to me. The people who are smart will. The people who are smart will. And then the person was talking about, oh, what if he just came out of a drug rehab center? And I'm like, so this is the time that you think it is for him to be starting a relationship at a time where he has no furniture. He just got out drug rehab. He has not proven that he has the ability to stay off of drugs. And now here you go, popping your pussy for a pancake. Sometimes I can't with some of you. Because you know what happens, right? What happens is you go there, you bust open your Gap, you pop your pussy for a pancake, and then you go, you get pregnant, you get your STIs, your STDs, you get used up, you get your car driven, and he ain't picking you up for work. You don't know where he is. He's supposed to be at job interviews, but the car come back smelling like weed. He's late to pick you up. You got to take a damn Uber home. Then you could get there, and he's at home sitting on the couch playing video games. Meanwhile, you just had to pay $22.61 for an Uber. Listen, look, and then you call into my show. You want to talk about where's my red lipstick. Then you want to call into my show and you want to talk about, oh, these bums. Oh, these bum N-words and all this other stuff. You want to call somebody a bum then, but you took bum dick. You got air mattress pussy. So don't talk to me about who's a bum and you busting it wide open on something that you got to step. You be like, in order for it to get air in it. Listen, come on. So you stand there if you want to, talking your junk, because you want to sit up here acting like you got all the answers, but ain't none of you have no proof that that man there on that floor in that air mattress situation has what it takes to be able to survive out here in these streets. I'm going to put on some red lipstick because it's time for me to bite you all in your neck. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So let's continue going forward, y'all. Let's continue going forward. Let's continue going forward. Let's continue going forward. All right. Did we finish reading all of the ones on the last page? Because this was getting annoying. Oh, it was still there. Golden says that she is going to go get her an air mattress. Christina, who looks like she's well past menopause, says, I'm staying to celebrate. Of course. And listen, there's different dating advice for different stages of life. If you are way past menopause and there's no chance that you're going to be getting pregnant and you've gotten your test and he's gotten his test and you're just looking for a little dick'em stick'em and you know you up there over the hill and all that other stuff and you just happy to have a little warm body and that's how you want to go out, that's fine. But if you fertile and you taking chances with your womb, I'm going to advise you to sit down somewhere and listen to what it is that I have to say. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to advise you to sit down, pull up a seat, and take some notes, all right? There we go. Listen, and I'm not clowning anybody in menopause, going through menopause, or past menopause. That's not the point. The point is that you have different dating strategies for different points of your life, right? And if you just want a little warm body, that's one thing. But this looked like the apartment of a 20-year-old. If you are 60, 50, 60, and you looking at 20-year-old penis, I'm going to step back and mind my business on that one, but I'm going to say, look, I'm going to mind my business, but Do better, do better, do better. Nonetheless. So let me just get this the shine from the inner corner of my eyes so that we could just jump right into because I'm gonna pull the board out and we're gonna have a full-blown lesson today. I'm gonna pull the board out and we're having a full-blown lesson. All right, there we go. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay. All right. Let's talk about first up on the list, right? Let's talk about your bar, right? Where is your bar? Where is let's talk about your bar, right? Where is your bar in terms of one resources, right? Let's talk about that first and foremost, right? What is the lowest that you will go in terms of a man and his resources? How low will you go? What's the least amount that he can have to be with you in a sexual way, a romantic way? What is the lowest? Is it ear mattress low? Huh? Is it ear mattress low? Is it lower than that? Cuz when I was in California, and I was just getting out of my situation, right? When I was just getting out of my situation, I saw a couple sleeping. They had a tent on the grass. They couldn't get into the RV park, so they put up their tent outside the RV park on the grass. It was more than 105 degrees out there. It was hot. And I remember I drove past in my RV and I looked at this girl sitting there, and you can tell that they hadn't been in this situation for long. They still had like electronics from a house out there with them, right? And I thought to myself, this guy done got this girl out of her dad's house and got her now in a tent on the side of the road. And I'm like, at least let her go back to her people's place or something. But to have her out there like that, I thought it was I thought it was a travesty. Like, even if she wanted to stay out there, right? Like, I remember when I was little, right? My father would, even to this day, if it's raining and we're going somewhere, my father will drop us off in front and he will go and find parking because as the man, he is equipped for a certain level of struggle that he can elect to endure so that you don't, right? Men are built different than we are. And when we start coming to these comment sections pretending as if men and women are equal, as if men and women are interchangeable, we become sadly mistaken. I want to know, where is the bar, right? Where is the bar? How low is the bar in terms of resources? If it is air mattress on the floor low and people are saying, oh, well, that's fine, at what point does it not become fine? And so I'm because I really want to know, is it you gonna go sleep out in the tent with him on an air mattress in the lawn? What about by a dumpster? What if because I saw a woman. I saw a woman on a where was it? This woman, oh, this was a different story though. She had gotten scammed. This was one of those YouTube videos, right? This was one of those YouTube videos where she got scammed, and in the scam, the guy took so much money from her that she lost her place and all this other stuff, and then she was out there in a tent. And so this is what where she had placed herself in order to be able to give money to this man that she had never met, who was speaking beautiful words to her on the phone until he wasn't. Nonetheless, let's continue to go forward, right? And somebody just said, oh, 50K, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even talking about money. I'm talking about resources. What is it that he needs to be able to have in his possession? Does he need to have 401k, dental plan, pension? Does he need to have a certain amount of money? Does he need to have his own place? Does he need to have his own house? Right? And then the question then becomes, right? So let me move the board forward because I feel like it's hard for some of us to see, right? Here. Can you all see the board now? Okay, here, let me. Okay. So, where is your bar in terms of resources, right? And then my question to you is then at this point, right? My question is when? The question is when? When did you first, when inside of your life was this bar of resources set for you? Who? And then the next question is who, right? Let's put an A there. B is who, right? Who? Who is the person that set this bar? Was it your grandmother who was like, oh, you gotta struggle with a man? Was it your uncles who were like, oh, some men out there ain't doing well, right? And then I need you to ask, okay, what was it? What was it that those men had, those women? What type of life were they living? The ones who were advising you of this, did they seem happy? Because some of our grandmothers gave us some very bad advice out there. Some of our grandmothers had a bunch of children from different men, and some of our grandmothers were living in houses without, I'm not fucking joking. Some of our grandmothers were living in houses without running water, without flushable toilets. Oh, you think it's a joke, Mimic? I'm gonna tell you right now. We're gonna do a survey. If your grandmother had children from multiple different men, well, I guess multiple is the same, is different. I want you to put up the number 1. If your grandmother had children from multiple men who were not caring for these children, I want you to put up the number 2. So let's see. I want to see. Come, put up the survey right now, right? If your grandmother, right, had children from multiple men, I want you to put up the number 1. If she had children from multiple men who, oh, you know what? Let's do 1, 2, and 3. Let's do 1, 2, and 3. Let's do 1, 2, and 3. And as a result of 1 and 2, the children struggled and suffered. I want you to put up a 3. So you can put up 1, 2. You can put them all in a row if you can, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You can put them all in a row. So we'll play a little music while we. Hey, hey, hey. Come, them apples coming in. Hey, come on. So we have many a grandma out there. Hey, we're talking about grandmothers. Right? Hey, Jennifer, all 3. Okay. 1, then 3. Okay. Hey. Well, it couldn't have been 3 without 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 and 3. Wow. 2 and 3 is even more unfortunate. Well, they were all unfortunate. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is what I'm saying. I want you all to look at these numbers because when I start asking you these questions, I want you to pay attention to the fact that the advice and the counsel that you were receiving may have been coming from a source, like your uncles who may have been giving you advice. They came from a household where their mother struggled, where the mother had a whole bunch of children out there, where his mother, the fathers weren't taking care of them, and your grandmother then gave this advice to your mother, right? So let's talk about the next one. The next question that I have is why? So your resource bar was set where it was set. When was it set? By who? What were their lives like? And why do you think they told you the things that they told you? Oh, you got to give a man a chance. What if he doesn't have anything? Maybe it'll be a fairy tale. Maybe he's Peter Pan and he has a magic wand and Captain Hook is chasing him. And then if you just give him some of your healing vagina, it'll turn his bumtitude into a pot of gold and you two will go skipping off into the rainbow, kicking leprechauns down along the side, right? Why do you think they gave you this advice? I mean, we saw what their lives look like. Did this advice come from a person who was living their best life, whose life was glorious, whose life was filled with abundance? Or are you receiving the same broken advice that left their lives broken, right? Let's continue forward. In terms of your resource bar, right? What is your bar in, not resources, your bar? Where is your bar set in terms of manhood, right? This is a question that I really want you to look within yourself to answer, right? What are the things that he needs to show up with and represent as a man, right? Because, okay, so he has an ear mattress, right? Let's go back to the picture so that the people who are getting here late can see the picture, right? Here we go. All right. So this is the picture right here, right? There's an air mattress twin size on the floor, right? It doesn't have a sheet covering it. It has one little mix match pillow. Looks like there's a sock thrown down on the floor. Two remotes, looks like, and two cans of Coke, zero, right? A man who is in this situation, who instead of concentrating all of his fucking energy on getting up in the morning and doing what the fuck he needs to do as a damn man to make sure that he is not in this situation one moment longer than he needs to be. A man who is not concentrating all of his internal consonance, constitution, and resources on getting out of this situation. Does that man possess the level of manhood that is at the minimum bar for you? A man who is asking you to spend the night interested in getting pussy and thinking that it is all right for you in your soft skin to lay down on a twin size ear mattress with no sheet on it. I really want to know, does he care about protecting you? Or does he just not give a fuck? Or do you not give a fuck about protecting yourself? Is this self-love? To lay down and bust open your pussy in a room like this? To allow a man to enter into you with the building blocks of DNA that is released every time he climaxes and into your body? Is that the responsible, logical thing as a woman for you to do? Is he being responsible and logical? Or have you engulfed upon a man who is chasing his dick, whose dick is sweaty up underneath, and every time his penis rises with the blow of the wind, he has to try to think about some way to have it put back down. The reason we're having this conversation is because my typical viewer is a woman who is 35, between 25 and 45. That's my typical viewer, right? So we're not talking about my average female viewer is about 35 years old. So I'm not talking about teenagers here who is coming onto my page and making comments. Like the comments on my page are bananas. So here goes somebody down here, down at the bottom. Man, there's some real ones in these comments. Cause this was my ass when I moved to Florida, from Florida to Washington, and the furniture couldn't come with me. 4 months later, the crib is fully furnished. Some real ones? What type of man is out here seeking a woman to lay her soft skin on an air mattress that isn't even buoyant enough to stop her from bumping her elbows down onto the ground? And you supposed to what? Take your long, hairy, knobby ass knees and try to push them between her legs and pound down on her on a mattress where her spine is now beating against the floor? Is that the lowest bar of manhood, right? It's like, come on. Like, really. Because they have better ear mattresses than this. They have ear mattresses that are 16 inches big. Do I need to show this to you all again? This is the ear mattress. A grown man. It's like, even if he was in transition, what is his own low bar for himself? He feels okay living like this. That's fine. Okay. That's fine, because many a man need motivation from women. But does the motivation come from you jumping down there? Because you know when you jump down there, you know your knees are hitting the floor. From you jumping down there, laying down on your back and opening it up like the letter V. Does his motivation to be like, yeah, you know what? I got to do better. You know what? Yeah, his motivation will come in to want to do better so that he doesn't get a B who likes bum D. And you, hint, hint, you're the B who likes bum D, even if the bum D is he. Listen, let's continue going forward, right? Where do you think this situation right here will lead? It's like, so you say that this is okay, right? Where do you think the situation is leading? You think the situation is going to lead to marriage? Right? I want you to answer the last question for yourself, because we all have our own idea of manhood and what a responsible leader of a man really behaves like and how he navigates. And is a responsible leader of a man who is unable to control his sexual urges to the point that he's out there on the rampage, up on Tinder, swiping left and swiping right, trying to hope to find somebody to jump up and down on his air mattress, busting out his kneecaps on the ground himself, right? Let's continue going forward, right? Do you think that this is leading to marriage, right? You think the situation is leading to marriage, right? The questions that I want you to ask yourself right now, if you think the situation is leading to marriage, because I got a goddamn surprise for some of you, right? If you think this situation is leading to marriage, right, I want you to ask yourself this question. This is the question right here. Can you see that? Let me get a red pen so that you can see, because this right here is Danielle. This is here. Demonstrate. This is the question that I always want you to ask yourself whenever you're dealing with men who are in, you see that? In precarious types of situations. Has he demonstrated that he has the ability? Has he demonstrated that he has the capacity to be able to care for a family? But he's engaging in activity that has the ability to potentially create a family. I need to understand, what has he demonstrated? What has he proven? What is tried and tested, right? Where was he before this? What was his life like? What is his track record? Because all we see is this mattress on the floor, right? All we see is this mattress on the floor. And then all of a sudden, you're assigning all of these characteristics to him that he himself hasn't demonstrated. And you need to go back to the top ones. When did this begin? Who told you this? Who fed you this fantasy? Because when they're talking about, like some people were talking about kitten heels in my comments, when these men out here talking about going to find a wife, they're asking, what is your size right now? What is your age right now? Your child status right now? They're not talking about going and finding, name some of them. Give me the name. Send it to me privately because I won't be able to see your comments here. Who is saying, yeah, find you a chubby girl and work out with her. Do yoga with her 5 days a week. Give her some Kangen water, some spring clean. Go up to the mountain spigot. Get her some mountain water. Get her a gym membership. Go there, pay for her personal trainer. Buy her plastic surgery if that's your thing, right? How many of them are saying, go find a woman who is a 4 and make her up into a good 7 or 8? Who is, do you hear them saying that? I need to know. Because they want you to come with the Coca-Cola bottle shape. They want your Brazilian, well, they claim that they don't want you to have a weave, but they want you to have long Brazilian hair, which gives us the indication that they want the natural hair to be like a mixed Brazilian woman, right? So let's continue going forward, right? Let's continue because I want to know which one of them is saying, go find you a chubby girl and work out with her and help her lose weight. Find a fat girl. Find a fat girl and work out with her and dry brush her skin so that she doesn't get cellulite and loose skin. Dry brush it. Massage her each night with special oils from the Himalayas or Africa or wherever, right? They're not saying that. But when it comes to them, they're like, you better accept me as I am. Accept me on the floor. Sleep with me here. Right? That's them. They like, hey, yo, B, bust it. Cause what had happened was, my job as packing stock, cause I was at the grocery store and the manager, this racist mother effer, he would come up to me late at night, bumping his elbow against me. And then there was this white girl there, and the white girl said, I kept asking her out. I ain't want that B. I mean, come on. These are the stories they're coming to you with. Oh, I just got out of prison for 7 years. All right. Well, what about you? What about your weight gain that is a result of some black male from your past jumping up and down on top of you without your permission? Then all of a sudden you started eating and gaining weight and all of that. Anybody understand that? Anybody understand the emotional trauma, the black man that left you when you were a baby, and then to fill the void, you started eating? No. They blame your mother and they're blaming you. But somewhere along the line, this is a vicious cycle where you have all of these issues going on inside of you, which the impetus of it started somewhere in your past, but they don't give a fuck about that. But all of a sudden, you're supposed to make all of these allowances and open up your pussy and bust open your gap and lay down on your back with your spine and your coccyx bone pressing against the floor while him and his knobby ass knees spread your legs and start pounding down on top of you as your damn rib cage is beating against the ground. And you're sitting there with your damn leprechaun hopes, your Lucky Charm hopes, that maybe one day this will lead to a marriage. Surprise, surprise. Only 29% of black men are getting married anyway. This man who was talking about his 4 months that he was on the ground and there's some real ones and all this, that, and the other, he didn't talk about no marriage. These men are always talking about how all of you are out here using yourselves up in your 20s and all this, that, and the other. This is not how I remember it. What I remember is girls in their 20s meeting these men, and by the third date, lining up his last name with your last name and all these hopes. But all he had in mind for you was knobby knees and air mattress and your coccyx bone getting banged across the floor as you look up at the popcorn ceiling, hoping that he is the one and that your sacrifices will lead somewhere besides to the damn free clinic or the Plan B pill. Damn it, you all starting to make me go off. Y'all are making me go off. Right? Let's continue going forward. I'm going to catch the apples in a second. Let me just get through a few more notes because I have a lot of notes and I just want to be able to get through all of them. I have 2 more pages of notes and we've been doing this for a minute. Okay, let me continue going forward, right? What percentage of Black men marry in their 20s anyway? Because we're looking at this picture, right? We're looking at this picture and we're like, oh, well, I would stay. Maybe he's in his 20s. That makes it better? That's even less likely that he's going to marry your behind anyway. That makes it better? Okay, so he's in his 20s. So now you could be a romping ground for him to bust off his oats. All right, so you could be practice for him. I don't understand. What percentage? All right. What percentage of men, I was supposed to be writing this down. What percentage of men marry when they're broke? And what type of man is that? What type of man marries when he's broke? Is he the type of man that is worth his weight in the tuxedo that it'll take for him to walk down the aisle? What type of man marries broke? Does a responsible man marry broke? I'm going to take a survey right now, and I want only people with XY chromosomes or nuts hanging down between your legs. That's the only people. Those are the only people that I want to answer the survey, right? I want men, not people who consider themselves. If you consider yourself to be a man, that's fine. As long as you have XY chromosome, you got nuts that hang down. So they could be shrivelly, they could be round, they could look like a goose egg. I don't care, as long as they hang down from your body, right? I'm going to ask you a question. What was the last numbers that we went up to? Okay. All right. We were up to 3. We did 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 I want the men to be very honest, right? Be very honest with me. I want you to tell the truth to these women and to me here today. And ladies, I want you to take a look around. And I promise you, with all that is good on God's green earth, if I see anybody who is female taking part in this survey, I will block you here today, because I don't want you messing up my survey because you think your pussy is a dick. I'm not interested in your opinion. I want to hear only from the men. Let the men speak. That's part of your problem to begin with. Just simmer down. Simmer down. Sit down. So men, right? If you think that she should stay the night and have intercourse with him, right? If you think that that is what she should do, I want you to put up the number 4. If you think that she should go home, that would be the best thing for her to do, I want you to put up a 0. Let's see the survey. I want to see the survey. So 4 is spend the night. 0 is go home. And this is for men to answer only. Okay, look. Abdul, where's your answer? Sean says no. I need the numbers. Put up the numbers so I can see. Okay. Marcus has a 0. There's a person named Maria who's going to get blocked. Sorry, Maria. Okay. Ortiz has up 0. Listen, ladies, this is not the time. Listen, I'm sorry. You're going to get your hair. Let me go ahead. I'm sorry, you're gone because you don't know how to pay attention. So you've lost your ability to comment. This is not, I'm not joking. Here we go. That's it. Okay. So, okay. Abdul said he put up a 0. Okay. I want you all to pay attention, right? I want you all to pay attention because none of the men had the courage, right? None of the men had the courage that if he did feel that way to put up a 4. Not one. Not one. I want you all to answer the question, why do you think that she should go home, right? Because you will see men on the internet. You will see men on the internet who will advise her to stay. But he's not advising her to stay for another man. You a dumb bee if you stay there for another man. You make poor choices. But if you give him a chance now, then you know you take a gamble on a Rambo. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because what they want is they want you to be primed up and ready for his fuckery. But when you go out there taking bum dick from another Nick, right? You dumb. Why did you let that man impregnate you? You stupid. Meanwhile, he done impregnated 3 or 4 women. You dumb. You let a nigga with no money impregnate you? And then let me ask you all this question, right? Let me ask you all a question, ladies. Is this logical? You are keeper of the womb. Is it logical for you to engage in activity that has the potential to create a child that you will be saddled with? Is it logical to put yourself in a situation with a person that has no track record of doing better, having better, even wanting better? People could talk a good game. Do they have the ability to really put in the work? Cliff is saying because you should make that woman comfortable. Listen, let me tell you something. I like it. I like it. Listen, people think, there are people who come to my platform and they're like, oh, Tanya, you hate men. No, au contraire. I love men. I love the balance of the masculine. I love the sheer strength of men. I love the compliment that men have to women, where you are able to do this much, and with his strength and his broadness and all of that, he's able to do the rest. I love that. I love piling on the grocery bags onto a man's arms and him carrying them into the house with no problem. I love having things gotten down from the top shelf. I love the opening of the jars. I love the balance. I love that. I love the protection. I love the providing. I love being able to rest in my feminine. But let me tell you something, what I don't like. What I don't like is this. I don't like this. I don't like this being posited as something that you would need to do. You don't have to do that. If you choose to do that, listen, if you are 55 years old, well, look, if you're 55 and you could get down onto that air mattress and let somebody pound you out down there on the ground. More power to you, honey. But if you're 55 and you've already dated and you don't really give a damn anymore, and you see some young man who got them D'Angelo abs like in that song with the chiseled up body, and he wants to give you a ride, and you go back to his place and it looked like that, that's another story. That's another story if you're not expecting nothing from it. But if you wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and your eyes are all a glistening and a gleaming like the sugar plums dancing through your head, no. And you think that this is feasible, you think that this is going to lead to marriage, I am here as your big sister to tell you that it is not. That the most likely place that this will lead is to the free clinic. Let me hush up my mouth. Let me hush my mouth and go to the rest of the list. I'm just saying, listen, if you look, I don't know what it's going to be like when I'm 50 and all of that. I don't know. Maybe, listen, maybe I'll get caught out there on the whole stroll myself. Who knows? I don't know. But listen, look, if you ever have somebody take a sneak selfie of Tanya in a place that looked like that, just please know I was there for the dick in, the stick in, the choking fuck in, and all of that. I was there for something, right? I was there to get something that I felt that I needed, that I felt that I could only get in that place. But listen, listen, oh no. Listen, let's go forward because let's go forward. All right. Wait, what? Facebook? Wait, something went by. The new trend is Facebook. What? With Facebook intercourse with Cash App. Look, hey, I do. Look, if you want to sell it on the weekend, that is it's yours. Sell it if you want to. If you got a cookie to sell, and you can wash the cookie off and have somebody else eat the cookie, pound the cookie, crush the cookie in a plastic bag against buildings, go ahead and do that. It's yours to do what you want with, right? Let's continue going forward, right? How do men behave when a woman does not set boundaries? When a woman doesn't set boundaries, do men typically be like, oh, well, she's not really good at setting boundaries, so let me take care of her by setting boundaries for her, even if that means saying no to myself? Is that how men typically behave? Because you know what? Let me tell you something. Somebody came to me in my comments the other day and they were like, yeah, she seems like a cool person, but I don't know. I don't think I like her because she doesn't really seem like she could keep a man. And I had to respond back to him. And I'm like, come on, what are we teaching boys and girls? I was like, is a man something that needs to be kept? From what it is that we know about the nature of men. I mean, seriously. It's like there's a game going on, and some of you out there are playing a fool's game because you got men telling you that you can't keep a man. Meanwhile, they are acting the fucking ass out there in ways that makes them impossible for you to want to keep. They act the fucking ass. They go out there, they fucking cheating. They don't want to commit. They want to act the fucking fool. They want to do this. They want to do that. They want to go give your money to other people. They want to go give your dick to other people. They want to hang out late. They don't want to tell you where they are. They want to be like, this my business. They want to hide their phone. They want to do all this other stuff. They want to lie. They want to get loud with you and hollering and stuff like that, scaring you. You like, what the hell? Your voice too deep for you to be booming your voice like this. This is too much. Do they behave in a manner typically? And you know what? Men will tell they will tell on themselves. Because they'll be like, oh, you can't keep a man, this, that, and the other. And you be like, well, hook me up with a good man. And make the criteria really low. Just be like, all I need is a man who can keep a job and stay faithful. Go try that. To all of your family members who are like, How come you ain't married yet? Tell them. All you need is a man who can keep a job, remain faithful, right? You can even throw in one other thing like don't be violent, because that's like the baseline right there. But the first two will cut most men out of being able to refer anyone that they know. I'm sorry, the first two, right? Oh, let me jump to the apples. Let me jump to the apples, right? Oh my goodness, what is this? What? What? Hey! 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 Wow. Oh my goodness. So we got a super apple that has come in from Steve that says, Tanya, you are saying too much, LOL. Thank you so much for the super apple. Thank you. I feel like my music is low. I'm not sure. Let me know. Lenice sends $10 and says, teach these facts, good sis. Thank you. Tiffany sends $5 and says, my fiance had a furnished house before dating me. Listen, and he's the marrying type, right? The sad part is that there's so many people out there getting men who are not marriage material. And I don't know. So let's continue going forward. Novlet sends $10 and says, when did women become Lord Jesus? Listen, I don't know. I think she's talking about taking care of men. Tony sends $1 and says, I'm leaving while screaming, I'm not your superwoman. Ooh. Hey, thank you all so much for the apples. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the love and support. It really makes a tremendous difference. I appreciate that. All right, let's get back to the list. You can always send your apples. Inside of the description is the link. It's up on the screen. It's at Tanya TKO. Actually, it's not on this screen. Oh, that's interesting. It's on the other screen. It's at Tanya TKO. All right. So the question was, how do men behave when you don't set boundaries? What is it that inspires men? How do you value yourself if bum dick is good enough for you, right? And I want you to remember this statement that I'm about to tell you right now, right? I want you to remember this statement. This is the statement, right? Here. All right. The woman, pay attention. The woman who values herself. The woman who values herself has more worth to him. I want you to pay attention to that. The woman who values herself has more worth to him. Because when all is said and done and you're sitting there showing that you don't value yourself, he will always in the back of his mind wonder he's like, wow, well, if I could get this type of woman with an air mattress, what type of woman can I get with an Audi? What type of woman can I get with all of this money, etc.? So in your mind, you think that you're building him up so that you two could be together, so that you could buy his loyalty, his faithfulness, so that he won't leave you like your daddy did. Meanwhile, He sees you as the type of person who your level of prettiness, your level of fitness, all of that is in line and in tow with ear mattress. You got ear mattress pussy. That's what you have, right? So, who are the women in society, right? Pretoria is saying exactly a test. No, we I don't know what type of test you all are talking about in the comments, but if there's a person out there who is testing to see if you're a bum bitch, right? Because there's a lot of men out there who be like, oh, I did this, that, and the other to test and see if she was a bum bitch, right? If she got bum pussy or like bum dick. I'd love to fail a test like that. Why would you want to pass a test and be like, ooh, I win? I have demonstrated that I'm the type of woman who likes bum dick. So what's my prize? Your prize is bum dick. Your prize is bum dick. They want to see how low you can go. What was that? What's that Jay-Z line? I want to see how low you can go. Zip zero, stingy with De Niro. Listen, I don't know. Listen. Let's continue. In our society, who are the women that seem to be most prized by Black men? Who are the women that seem to be most prized, right? And why are those women most prized, right? The women who seem to be most prized are the women that other men want and can't get, that other men have to try hard to get and can't be with. The women that they would have been killed to be with, that he would lose his life if he would have tried to date her. The woman whose family is sitting there wondering what type of resources he has for their daughter, wondering if he's good enough, because in some capacity, men, and if you ever watch a man play video games, right? If you ever watch a man play video games, you will see him play the same level over and over and over and over again until he changes one thing or shifts this, or his hand-eye coordination gets a little bit faster so that he's able to then get through, complete the round, beat the boss or whatever. He will do it over and over and over again because there seems to be something inside of men that wants to try hard. They want to be able to leap up to that next level. This is how they accomplish tremendous feats in sports. I have seen with my own eyes a person standing, right? And with just the propulsion, lift himself up and grab a rim. I have seen it. No running, no jumping, just propel up and grab the rim. How? Not on first try, but there seems to be something inside of them that can do the same activity over and over and over again and get higher and higher and find tremendous accomplishment in that. You shoot yourself in the foot when you become ear mattress pussy. That's not that's not what he needs. He doesn't need you to go out to the store. There's some more of these things that we didn't read. Here, we'll read them. There was some more of them. I need to move my whole thing here. There was some more of them that we didn't read, that we didn't get to. Right? Kimberly says, oh, did we get to this already? Oh yeah, that was the guy who was like, he had the 4 months. So Kimberly says, he can scooch right over. Where my pillow? I believe in building with him. Heart, heart. Scooch over. Scooch over on what? Scooch over on what? Am I missing something? This thing has got to be 36 inches wide. Scooch over. You two gonna be huddled up. When I was in college, I remember sleeping two in one twin size. I remember that. and you had to be huddled over, and you had to be trying to turn in the middle of the night to spoon, and that's the only position you could really be in, is big spoon, little spoon, or you had to be head to toe with your girls. We slept in twin size beds all the time when we were 18, when we were 14, when we were 12. But at what age do we put aside our childish things? At what age do we say, no, I need some comfort? And if you're not able to provide it, like, what is the bare minimum that we talked about? Why is it that we don't love ourselves enough to be able to admit and proclaim aloud like other women of other races? Like, there was a girl who made a comment, right? Let me see if I can pull hers up without revealing personal details, right? Oh, I think it's good. I didn't, yeah, the personal details are going to be in there, right? Here. All right. Kristen says, if he's not at my level, then I'm not sticking around. Ladies, it is not your responsibility to raise a man to your level. That's on him. A good, honest, hardworking man will sort his shit out before he comes to you with the intentions of a relationship. You can encourage from the sidelines if that's what you choose, but you don't have to take responsibility. We have to learn that the only people we have responsibility for is ourselves and our children. Now, you see this woman's picture. What's the difference between her picture and the picture of the women that you see talking about scooch over? It's like women of other races get instilled empowerment from the women and men around them. In our community, we get instilled ways to keep us stuck in struggle. And I'm here to tell you, listen, I'm here to tell you, you have to do what is best for you and the eggs that you're carrying around. And is this a logical choice to be rolling around on this air mattress, risking falling in love and all of this other stuff with a person who doesn't have, who, one, doesn't have the ability, or who hasn't shown the ability to be able to take care of a family? Is that logical? Is that what's in the best interest of your unborn children? And it's like you sitting there entering into these situations, and then now you got a child crying into their pillow at night, trying to figure out why they're not good enough for their dad to have wanted to stay with them, to love them, to be with them, to take care of them. Now you done went out there and made these decisions that has affected another human being who is now going out there into school, tongue kissing in the hallway, trying to find validation in the mouth of some boy out there. Because you done created a broken home with illogical choices. And then you want me to sit up here and be like, because look, if you read the toxic comments on my post on Facebook, TanyaTKO.com/TanyaTKO show, where people are telling me I ain't no self-love guru and all this. Is this self-love to bust open your pussy on a mattress on the floor? A blow-up mattress that looks like it's about 8 inches high. Is that self-love? To put yourself in a situation that can cause irreparable harm to you physically, mentally, emotionally, and to your unborn children? I want us to pay attention to this, because it's like we're sitting up here talking about all these fucking fantasies, and I hate to come back being vulgar, but we come back talking about all these fucking fantasies. Oh, maybe it's a test, and at the end of the test, I'm gonna get the Lucky Charms prize. Oh, what does the leprechaun say? Oh, fiddle me sticks. And then you're fooled, but you fooled yourself, because he never demonstrated anything other than ear mattress, right? So black men used to get killed, chopped up, all this other stuff, burned up if they tried to mess with white women. And then those are the women that they want to go towards to prove that they've made it, right? Oh, I've made it now. They're not going to chop me up. Oh, I've made it. So these are the best women. Meanwhile, excuse me, you think making yourself easier and easier is what's going to make you a prize? No. It's like there's a lot of things that you need to do. A lot of things that you need to do. But this right here isn't it. There were some other ones that we needed to read. This isn't it. Talking about scooch over. Here. He can scooch right over. Where my pillow? I believe in building with him. I'm sure you do, dear. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Chantel says, I'm buying him a bigger blow-up mattress and a TV stand, and we're going to have a great night. So you buying furniture for people? I mean, does he, come on. Does he want the furniture from you? And what type of man will accept that furniture? And how will that type of man feel once you do? Right? So say what is saying. So if a woman has a ear mattress, not even so if a woman has an ear mattress. So this person is already at a deficit in terms of language arts, right? So say what says, so if a woman has a ear mattress, y'all saying we should downplay them? When you get the universe tucked between your legs as a keeper of the womb and you hold eggs inside of your body, if you can ever get into a position where you have these soft, fatty parts, soft skin, and all of the things that come along with being a woman, when you bleed from between your legs, when you get socialized as a girl, when you are physically less strong than your male counterparts, when you will let me go and get my strap and bend you over, boy, and show you how the submissive one takes it. When you will let me do all of that, then and only then and only then can you start talking about it from the female point of view. Men and women are not the same. But if you want to act like a bitch, I could treat you like one. But believe me, boy, you will be face down in a pillow fucking with me. See if I'm joking. Because if you want to be the woman all the way and take cock. Take cock. But you can never really produce children now, can you? You can't. So all you can do is just take them back shots or maybe some foot kicks and just bust your balls back up into your body. Maybe we can do all of that, right? Men and women are not the same. We are not interchangeable. And the problem with the manosphere and many people who are preaching from the manosphere is that you come from the position of being jealous of women because you were raised in a household in which maybe there were some things that were going on in which you wanted to beat up on your sister, or you saw your sister sucking on some dicks or having doors open for her, and you were like, wow, well, I'd like to suck on some dicks to have some doors open for me. Why not pay for what I have? Why not pay for me to be pretty? I'm telling you, you can find the right woman, and the right woman will, or the right man, baby, the right man will show you too, because you got more than one opening. And if you want to jump down on your knees and suck some dick like a bitch, somebody will pay for your dinner too, nigga. Let me tell you, I know how it works in the gay community. But you might be out there in the park after dark, motherfucker. You might be out there in the park after dark in Atlanta, if you know like I know. And then they'll throw you a fucking bag with a powdered donut in it, or maybe two, and knock and beat them across your chin as you looking for a daddy in the dark. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. Searching for a daddy in the dark, and they'll beat 2 powdered donuts across your chin as you hoping to find someone to pay your rent, but they ain't got no rent for you because they cashed out around your neck. That's the only pearl necklace you getting, motherfucker. That's the only pearl necklace you getting. I'm sorry, you all got me being vulgar. This is not how I wanted to come back in. Let me become ladylike again. It's just that, hoe-ass men just bring out something in me. They just bring out something in me. Listen. Listen, okay, I'm going to pull it back together. As a matter of fact, this is a great time. I'm sorry. This is a great time to stop and do the cash apples. This is a great time to stop and do the cash apples. You know what? I'm going to put my board away. We're just going to do the cash apples, and we're just going to read the rest of my list because I've gone off the Richter scale. I've done too much. I've done too much. I've said too much. I've said too much. I've done too much. All right. Hold on. I think there is a. Oh, no. You know what? I'm not about to go off. I'm gonna leave this. Let's go here. Here. All right. Here we go. A. The sound is low, but I'll turn it up. As a matter of fact, let me turn it up now so I don't forget. It's just that there's so many screens and I'm struggling to remember how to work all of them now that I'm back. All right. So Lena sends $10 and says, talking about those hard topics. Thank you, Lena. I appreciate that. Rashita sends $2 and says, yes, Tanya, you are speaking today. Listen up, people. Thank you so much, Rashita. I appreciate that. Danielle sends $5 and says, new subby here. Thank you, Tanya. Love your videos. Thank you. You can join the text notification squad, new subbies. If this is your first time here, join the text notification squad so that you get a text every time I go live so you never miss another video. These platforms have a way of unsubscribing people. So make sure that you do join. The link is in the description. It's $1.99 a month. We have broadcasts. It's worth far more than that. We have broadcasts off air, and it's just a good time to be had by all. So make sure that you do that. And let's see if we can get back. Oh, now it's loud. It was low. Now it's loud. There we go. That sounds perfect. All right. Let me get the thing back up so that we can go back to here. So Chantel says she's buying him a bigger blow-up mattress. Virginia says his own place. Yeah, I'm staying cause as long as I'm with him, it's exactly where I want to be. Sometimes having a peace of mind starts off looking just like this. Can't knock a trying brother. See, and then it's like the dichotomy. No one says you have to knock him. You just don't have to get knocked up in the middle right there. You just don't have to, you just don't have to have that happen to you. I saw that Eloho video. She looks so pretty in it. I thanked her in the video, but I don't know if she saw my comment, but do tell her I said thank you for the shout out. All right. So Drina says, I'ma stay, but I have to leave early. Oh, we don't know what she got in mind, but this is one of the comments that just saddens me. Pop's trunk to get my spending the night, baby. I'm outside. Okay. You're popping your trunk to get your little spending the night bag, bae. Oh, it says spending the night bag. I thought it said bae. It says bag, spending the night bag. So you're going to go and get your whole bag. To stay in a place like that, girl, you don't even need to wash your pussy. What you talking about? You're going to get a spending the night bag. You don't even need to wash your crotch. You need to put stink pussy in his face. I'm sorry. I know that's a bit much, but his mouth needs to clean your vagina and your anus while you're at it. These are the types of videos that I do not want my family to watch. These are the videos I do not want them to watch, but you know, hey, at least they'll know now I'm vulgar. Christopher says, I say good for him/her to have their own place and not go into unnecessary credit card debt just to furnish immediately. Who said anything about credit card debt? Right? What? Unnecessary? What do you, what? Oh, it's just, this is just, so people like, so there are people out there who are supporting this. Tiffany says, I'm spending the night. Shy says, going home. He ain't ready yet. The sad part is that there's far too few Black women. It's like women of other cultures, there's just something that they're getting that we're not getting. And I think our out of wedlock rates, as well as our astronomical HIV rates, right, is, Lord, Raquel die. All right. Let's see. Takala says, I would staying the night. We'll just make believe we are camping. You see what I'm saying? Derek says, this lady is hurt. How y'all don't see it? Yes, I am hurt. My heart hurts for every young woman who has to sit there in a man's apartment pretending that they're fucking camping, right? Pretending that they're camping. Yes, my heart hurts for her because I know where it's going to lead. I know where it's going to lead, and my heart hurts for her. Yes, I am hurt. I am. But if you're into a little bit of pain, you know, and you want to play the bitch, I mean, come on. I can show you how it's done. if you want to get hurt, I can show you how it's done. Listen, let's continue going forward, right? Let's continue going forward. Rolanda says, staying, we going furniture shopping. Let me help him decorate. This is the desperation. All of this for what? For what? Listen, Black DNA, is it the hope of Black love? Because Black DNA from a Black man's penis is not that hard to get. They're giving it away for free after the clubs. They'll give it away at the club for free, on the dance floor even. Pull down his zipper if you risky like that and you don't care about disease result. Pull down his zipper. You could get the DNA right there on the dance floor. You see somebody who has the look you like, the height you like, and you don't care about his family and congenital history and all of that. They giving away Black DNA like it is like they'll pay you to take it, girl. They'll pay you. My goodness. If you just want to have some Black babies, just go ahead, just go have your Black babies, but stop with this fantasy. Laying around pretending like you're camping. Come on. Them babies gonna be out there at camping too when you have these children, and all of you gonna be out there on a twin-size mattress as he's telling you to stop nagging him that he'll get a job when he can. It's hard out there for a pimp and all of that. As he's laying down in the bathroom stall beat up. Come on. Then the one down at the bottom, I'm spending a whole bunch of nights. If there's anything that I know how to do, I know how to start buying stuff to fill that room up. Let's go into, should we go into slum pussy next? No, before we go into that, we talked about white women and how white men have them cordoned off, or had them, the ones that they truly desire, they have them cordoned off so that other people cannot access them. They've had them cordoned off for decades, centuries even, right? Then also prized in our community by the men of our community are mixed women, right? What do mixed women represent? Mixed women represent access. They represent access to Caucasoid DNA. They show that there was a black person that had access. And you never know. It's always a mixed bag when it comes to mixed people because you don't know if it's an elite mixed person or if it's a black man who tricked a white girl, but then you at least you get that mixed DNA and maybe you might have some good hair for your daughters or you at least get to walk around and sport off a girl who got that pretty skin, who's a preference, that pretty hair or whatever the case may be, right? However you want to put it, right? And then black women, how are we seen in the dating world? Are we seen as the prize? Are we protected? Are we protecting ourselves? Are we cordoning ourselves off? Do we have standards? Or do we have these unrealistic standards that are out there that I've seen a lot I've seen a lot of people talking about, oh, they want everyone to make six figures and all this and the other. And I understand having a person who is capable of taking care of a family. But I think one of the things that we have to do is we have to stop listening to people who make videos giving us advice, blanket advice, right? What makes you feel that six figures is the be all end all? You know, $50,000 a year is $1,000 a week, right? What city do you live in? What town do you live in? How much and how far does certain money go? It's like instead of these arbitrary numbers, what does it really take to raise a child? I need you to think about this logically and critically. How much does it cost for daycare in your area? How much does it cost for your child to go into pre-K? How much does it cost for your child to get the tutoring and the skating lessons and the piano lessons and those things? Because air mattress, boy, you think your child is going to you think that your little girl is going to have her hair up in a bun at a recital or getting the best tutoring and the best education if from a person who may have a track history of not showing up for himself and wanting you to bust open your pussy on an air mattress. $50,000 a year is $1,000 a week. It is. There's 52 weeks in a year. I mean, if you're talking about before taxes. So yeah. So you want me to do 52? You want me to say $52,000? Because it is. If you make $1,000 a week, you will have before taxes $52,000 before or yeah. Yeah. So I want to know, do you think that your little girl is going to have the is she going to be able to compete against other students out there? Is she going to be able to compete in terms of education? Is she going to be able to get the things that she needs to get during the prime developmental years? Are you going to have the resources yourself or the capacity to even do those things? It's like you set yourself up for failure when you go out there not making smart decisions, right? All right. Let's see if there's any. There's still more. Oh my God. Here's another one. I would stay the night. I would look at it as indoor camping. Since I don't do outdoor camping, I'd rather him his own place than living with his mama, cousin, sister, daddy, etc. We all started from somewhere, and I wouldn't dare judge him. For all I know, he could have given away all his stuff to start over. That's a likely story. Oh, yeah. This is what I'm saying. We like to enter into these fantasy worlds where we're sitting here like, he gave away all his furniture and now he's starting over because he didn't have money for a moving truck, because he didn't own the furniture, because he doesn't have the ability to buy new furniture, but he's out there looking to date. It's like the full circle, the gamut of it doesn't make sense. The gamut of it just doesn't make sense. No, they're not trolling. They're not trolling. The whole bulk of it just doesn't make sense. Here. Then Shay. Oh, Shay is going to get her Xbox. Let me grab my Xbox and bring it over because I'm staying the night. He got to start somewhere. And Christopher says, it's some good women in this thread. Love it. Destiny says, I'm spending the night. Shantia says, I buy a stand for the TV, help him grow. Because that's your job, not his or his mama's, right? This is what has you out there looking like slum pussy. When some men want to slum, and you know, I'm sorry that there's some of you that don't know this, but Black vagina, by and large, across the world, is seen as less valuable than other women's vagina. And I thought that that was not the case. I thought that was not the case. I went to Amsterdam. Actually, I was taken to Amsterdam many years ago, right? I was taken to Amsterdam, gifted a trip out there, and went to the red light district. In the red light district, they were like, "Oh, the black women are in the back. The black women are in the back, right?" And in the red light district, there's this area where prostitution is legal. And they have these storefronts where there are women in these storefronts. You know, like how you go, like go boutique shopping and there's like a plate glass from top to bottom and you see items inside there. In the red light district, there are women inside these plate glasses, right? And behind the curtain is like a bed and stuff like that, right? We actually paid to go into one of these places just to see what it was like, and we tipped the person, right, just to see what the setup was in there. I mean, but if we wanted to get freaky in there, that's what we would have done. I'm not saying that because I feel that there's anything wrong with that. What consenting adults do, and that's between the consenting adults. But we tipped her just to go in and just to see the setup, right? It's a pretty cool setup. There's a curtain, there's a bed in there. And so, you know, when you're in the window, you're looking for clientele. And then once the clientele comes in, you know, I don't know if the prices are already set up or whatever. And then you come in, you could turn off the light and then do your whole thing inside there. And then once you're done, you go back into your window, right? But nonetheless, right? They were like, oh, the black women are in the back, the black women in the back. And I couldn't wait to see the glamorous setup of the black women, right? I couldn't wait. I was like, oh, wow, it's going to be so wonderful because some of them had like a Victorian theme. Some of them had fainting couches. Some of them had elaborate setups and lights and all this other stuff, right? When we got to the section for the black women, to me, there was just a whole different energy. The street, they didn't even bother, like Amsterdam they didn't even bother to have like, it just wasn't well maintained. It was like the paint wasn't fresh. There wasn't like a whole bunch of it was like the slums. It was like, and it was like the women were so desperate for anybody to give them a fare, that they were gyrating on the glass and stuff. It was like a zoo. I didn't want to say the word zoo, but it looked like when you go to the zoo and there's an animal up against the glass and it's like doing its thing. And then that's what it looked like to me. It turned my stomach. I was sick. I was like, what the hell? And I remember there was this type of porn that I used to like to watch back in the days, right? It was this not medical porn, but it was this doctor, right? This doctor, he was a trickster, he was, right? So you would come in and he would want to take your temperature or do like a little breast exam, and then he would have this thermometer, but it wasn't a thermometer, and it'd be like, oh, this is, right, whatever, right? I used to like this this genre of porn for whatever reason. Whatever's going on in my psyche, I like that type of porn back in the days, right? And I actually stopped watching this type of porn when I saw a black woman come in, right? As this was, I'm telling you, this is the last time I watched this type of porn, right? A black woman came into his office. Now, meanwhile, he had been tricking women from hither to thither, right? He was giving them all types of exams, and then, oh my, they were having intercourse and all of that, right? And then, and then a black woman came into his office, and in the script, they had her choking him up, trying to get at his penis. I was so embarrassed. I couldn't even. That was the last, that was it for me. I got so turned off. Like, she came into the office and was like, "Doctor, check me out. Check me, doctor. Doctor, don't you want to feel me down here, doctor? Check me." And I was like, and the guy was like, "No, no." Somebody saying TMI, Tanya. That's not even my name, so I don't know who you're talking to. And she was like, and he was like, "No, no." And she took off his belt and pulled out his member and then started filleting him. And I was like, this is bizarre. I was like, all the other women who ever came into the office were all, these unsuspecting damsels. But then the black woman came in and she was this aggressive. It was just a lot. So, it's like, the reason why I bring this up is because black women, we shoot ourselves in the foot by attempting to be all accessible, all accommodating slum pussy. Because when men look for an easy lay with with little standards, when they look for a person who's not going to require much of them, a person who is so desperate, they know where to go. And I just don't want us to set ourselves up to be in that genre, right? It was not on the dark web. It was not real. They were acting. It was not real. What's wrong with you? It was not a real doctor's office. That would be creepy. There was people acting. It was all consenting adults. My God. No, it was no dark web. No, 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 no. It was just, what's wrong with some of you? My God. Right? So nonetheless, right? I just don't want us to set ourselves up to be in that position as slum pussy, that people know where to go when they want a cheap lay, an easy lay, when they want to roll in the door, roll with the fleas and all of that, right? I want us to have some pride about ourselves. I want us to do better. And like, these men, the uncles in your lives, the brothers in your lives, some of your fathers, your grandfathers, and these men who are telling you to accept less, like some of the men in the comments and all of this, you really need to start getting yourself a backbone. You really need to start thinking of some replies that you're going to, some snappy comebacks that you're going to bust out at them. When, far too many of us are socialized to be yes women. We don't like confrontation. We don't speak up about our needs. We just let these people trample on us and all of that. And I'm telling you that the time has come for you to really set your boundaries, put your foot down. If there's somebody that's expecting for you to deal with struggle love, like, there's some people out there, especially in other countries, right, where men are cheating on them and they're not treating them right, and their families are like, stay, 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 right? Part of the reason that there's so many men in the manosphere who are angry is because there are a lot of men who just don't really have a place anymore. because I was listening to this documentary, and in the documentary, the guy on stage was like, they're not teaching women to cater to men anymore. And I'm like, first of all, every woman doesn't want to cater to a man. It's like, why does it bother you that every woman out there, many women out there who do cater? Why does it bother them that every single woman doesn't want to cater? Just go find the one who's right for you. It's like they want the best of the best, la creme de la creme, but they want la creme de la creme to be ear mattress pussy. And la creme de la creme is not going to be ear mattress pussy. You don't see Kim Kardashian out there troving around broke bums, trying to make that fit and all of that. No. She's like Kanye said he had to take quote unquote 30 showers before he got with her, and he felt that she was a step up. A step up from what? How is it that you're positioning yourself out there that other women are a step up? How is it that you're living? How are you presenting? How are you loving yourself? How are you caring for yourself? Are you drinking that natural mountain spring water? Are you working out, getting your sun, doing your healing and all of those other things, getting rid of the remnants of these bums who latched onto you and caused trauma in your life? Have you done what you need to do to get rid of that so that you are an unencumbered butterfly flying high above in the air? An island girl is saying, I've been told that I'm too picky. There are some people out there that are too picky. There are. It really depends. I mean, what is it that we talked to, oh, the list is not there anymore. But we talked about what is your bare minimum in terms of a person's resources and his manhood, and what is the baseline for you? What is it that you really need to be able to make it out here in terms of a relationship, to be able to respect the man, to be able to rest in your feminine, to be able to have children in that relationship? And for some of us, some of our expectations are not really lining up with our dating habits. If people are saying that you're too picky, what is it that you're picking from? What are your criteria? And are you putting yourself in the best possible position to be able to get that? Because is it aligned or is it off base? Because there's some people, because I remember there was a woman. I remember when many years ago I was at a woman's house, because I have friends who, and I know people who do slum it, right? And they can I have people who do slum it. And we were in this project area, right? And we were talking to this guy's mother because we were in the projects, and apparently his mother lived in the projects, and we were talking to his mother. And she was talking about the type of man that she wanted. And she didn't have teeth. She didn't have teeth. And she had these big long breasts with this house coat on, and when she was laugh, her breasts would be beating against each other like bowling balls in a pillowcase, right? And I mean, you know the type of place they had roaches, and the type of place that you had to make sure your purse is zipped up because you don't want to bring any friends out of there with you. And she was morbidly obese, no teeth, big old breasts beating against one another, right? And she was like, she just waiting for a wealthy man in a fancy car to drive into her neighborhood and sweep her off her feet. And I was like, I mean, it it could it happen? Who knows? I mean, there are women who are pretending they're camping, looking at that air mattress, right? And so, was she in the process of loving herself to the capacity that that type of man being with her would be an act of self-love for him? Or would that be a man coming into the projects looking for some slum pussy and some sloppy toppy from a toothless mouth, throw her a couple of dollars to be able to fix her toaster and maybe buy a new house coat and then leave, right? Look, Blackbird, I just mentioned that. I just mentioned that. Maybe that's what he'll be coming there for. But is he going to bring her to his high society parties with her bowling ball boobies swinging around with no bra on and no teeth? You know, is he going to do that? And the thing about it is, I understand that we are at different stages of health. Some of us have degenerative issues, and like I had a friend who had whatchamacallit, I forgot what she had, but she had bacteria that would eat away the bone of her teeth, and by she was 19 and she already had dentures, right? So I understand we all are at different stages of health and all this other stuff, but I'm saying it's a full picture. It's not just one thing. Are we doing what it is that we need to do for the gamut of our health and wellness and loving ourselves so that the type of person that we want, that them being with us is an act of self-love for themselves? So is our pickiness in alignment with what it is that we are offering? That is my question. Have you done your very best to present your best self forward? And then once you start seeing, what it is that you attract with who it is that you are, what circles are you going to presenting yourself, right? What circles are you going to presenting yourself and seeing what it is, what type of response you're receiving back in response to that? And are you willing to stay single until you get exactly what it is that you want? Or are you willing to compromise on some things, right? 80-20. Can you take 80% of what it is that you want, 20% of what you're willing to work with, right? All right. So let me just read the last few things I have on my list, and then we're gonna get out of here. Let me check the oh, we have a bunch of apples that have come in. All right. So, is it self-love to open your vagina on the air mattress? What does a woman see when she sees a man like this? What does she see, right? Does she see a man who is a bum and broke? Or does she see a man who's a prisoner, right? Does she see a man who's a prisoner? Because the flip side of this is that there's a specific type of woman who goes out there looking for a man in need. And she looks for a man who can't do better than her, who she feels that she can buy his affection, his loyalty, and his obedience. Because the moment he doesn't do what she wants him to do, then she look, I heard a story because look, somebody called me up last night. Somebody called me up last night to talk with me about this post. And she was like, I know many of women like this. She was like, I knew one woman. She paid for this guy's apartment. She got him all this stuff, right? And the moment that he didn't do what she wanted him to do, she picked him right up out of that apartment and took him down to the homeless shelter and dropped him off there. There's a specific type of woman who wants a man who can't do better, who wants a man who's on his knees, who wants a man who is destitute, right? Because then he can become her prisoner. And there's so many foolish ass men out there who think that they're getting the upper hand, and really they are getting a pair of handcuffs unlike any they could have ever known. And those are the men who are trying desperately to get the hell out of the situation because, listen, something's going on. Something's happening. Oh, wow. All right. I'm going to grab those, right? Something's going on. Something's going on. she may see her father, who left her as a little girl because she felt that her father had many options. So she's like, well, this nigga ain't got no options. He's never going to leave me like my daddy did. So I'm going to do all this stuff and I'm going to keep him crippled. I'm going to make sure that he never gets higher than on his knees. There's that type of woman. And then there's the type of woman who wants to build a bum. And she's thinking that if she just builds him up and kisses enough frogs, that one day he's going to turn into a prince, right? And so there's many different types out there. There's many different types. So on that note, I appreciate all of you for coming out and participating in today's conversation. We're going to get these apples right now. What's that I hear? Hey, 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 hey. All right, let's see what we have here, right? All right, Ultimate says 133 and says starter woman syndrome is real. Men master the strategy. Hey, you know what? That's the thing. She thinks she's going to keep him on his knees. He got his own plan and he's out of there the moment he can do better. Because something's going on with her. She got a short neck, a broad back. Something's going on. Something. And he is trying to level up because she's like, you ain't going nowhere. Look, I'm not going to be like that. I don't have to be like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No neck people need love too. I'm sorry. Maisha says, this message dropped in the right time. Woo, child. Well, I'm happy that the message dropped for you at the right time. I'm happy. Charles sends $20 and says, teach, my sister, teach. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. We have a distinguished man there with his beard. Okay, thank you. We appreciate that. All right, then we have New York Burridge that says, laying them low like a grave. Okay, listen, I know that's right. And Maven sends 111 and says, believe those women were trolling. They were not trolling. Because if you go to my Facebook page, you will see that there are other comments there. They had to be trolling. Can't be real. Not in 22. Listen, go to the Facebook page. I'll go to my Facebook page with you and I'll show you, because there are this thing has more than 600 comments, right? It has more than 600 comments. Oh, my hair looks so bad on the side. I just peeped it on my Facebook page. Oh my goodness, I have got to fix this. My hair looks, I have ruined. I can't even turn to the side right now. I'm going to keep my hand here. All right. So the post has, let me bring this over here. I can't believe what I have done to myself. Ladies, don't try to cut your own hair. I always cut my own hair, but I was on vacation. I was like, oh, let me do this quickly. I have got to fix this. I cannot go out looking like that. All right, so here. All right, so on this page, this is the post right here, right? If you go to TanyaTKO.com, this is the live video right here. So you see how it looks on the side? You all been seeing this the whole video, but I did warn you that that's how it was looking. But nonetheless, so this is the post on my Facebook page. And, there's just too much. Like, why does Facebook... Like, Facebook is doing the... Facebook is doing the absolute most. Oh, there's more... What the H? There's more apples that have come in. Giovanna sends $25. Thank you, Giovanna. Andrea sends $10. Hold on, let me just bring this up real quick. She says, true fact. I feel these women do this to feed, to be honest. Okay, no, I feel you on that. All right, I think I got all of them. Okay, perfect. Let me go back to the Facebook page. Let me just make sure that I just want to zoom in because I'm like, God, it's like all of this stuff is on the page. Hello, testing, testing. Nope. No wonder this was not on the right page. Oh, no wonder. Hold on. Hold on. I got too many pages open. I didn't know that there was so many of them. Okay, my bad. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so here is the post. And if you go to the post, you will see that there are, hold on, let me see if I could get this. This is not the right thing. This isn't the right thing. This isn't the right thing. This is it right here. Okay. Ah. All right. So let's see. So this is my Facebook page, TanyaTKO.com/Facebook. And if you go to the comments, you will see view more comments. You will see all of these comments, right? And there are women who are arguing with me. Look, here's Jamila. Look. No one said do it for him, but he has to start somewhere. If we keep downing brothers before they get started, what type of women are we? We always want a man to be established, rich, the whole 9 yards, but the man who actually got it, go to the page and see. And the thing is, who said anything that a person had to be rich? But my God, why engage in irresponsible behavior and then act all stunned and surprised when you get caught up, knocked up in that situation? Then you want to start acting like, oh, what happened to me? You did this to me. No, you're doing this to yourself. And then look, if you look, I mean, there are women here arguing with me. Most women are saying that because they're on my page, so they're not going to be talking all that junk, but there's still women on there arguing with me. If you go and look, there are real life women who feel this way. They feel this way. There's even somebody who was talking about how she lost respect for me, and another woman who was like, me and my husband started out in his mother's place, and yeah, and then I had to ask her, yeah, how many times has he cheated on you? Because a lot of these women are pretending as if the relationships that they have are much different than what is really existing in real life. So they're pretending as if they have these really great men and they're propping them up in front of you. But behind the scenes, he doesn't come home at night. Behind the scenes, he's sleeping in another room. Behind the scenes, he has a phone with a password that you don't have. Behind the scenes, you don't feel safe and protected. Behind the scenes, he's giving you an STD. Behind the scenes, he has a baby on someone else. Behind the scenes, you've caught him cheating many a time. And now he's faithful because his testosterone has plummeted and you've already threatened to leave him. But what did you put up with dealing with a man who was 20 in his mother's place, just starting out, and you were, look, I have not heard any stories from any women who started with their men in their 20s and they have not had infidelity and all types of fuckery as a part of their relationship. Like they have a strong relationship now that they're both in the church with their Bibles, and they both got big bellies, and now he's done calmed down. But what was he doing before? And it's like it's sad that we continue to romanticize. And it's like, okay, look, if you are going to get cheated on, you want to get cheated on by a person on an air mattress with knobby knees, pressing your legs apart as your coccyx bone is being beat down into the ground. Oh God. Listen. Ugh. What is this somebody put on my thing? The only women, let's see what this says. The only women who deserve you is the woman, or the only woman who deserves you is the woman who knew you had nothing in your pocket and still stayed by your side. No, that woman doesn't even deserve herself. You see, it's like the far too many Black men out here want you to prove that you're a good woman to him by being a bad woman to yourself. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. They want you to prove that you are a good woman to him by being a bad woman to yourself. Is being with him when he has absolutely nothing in his pocket in your best interest as a person who is fertile and carries eggs and is engaging in activities with a person whose orgasm releases the DNA of life. Remember, your egg only traverses every 28 days. Your orgasm does not produce the building blocks of life. But for these people who don't have anything, is he celibate? You want to talk about being a good man. Why are you not celibate? A good man, the man who deserves you is the man who didn't try to drag you through struggle while you stay. Oh, she bought him sneakers. Come on. So that's his mommy now? It's like, what are you seeing when you see a man like that? You seeing some sort of Oedipal complex situation going on where you're like, oh, now I can F my son? Because this doesn't make any sense. How do you get wet for a man whose underwear you're buying? How do you get wet for a man like that? That you have to purchase his underwear, you got to fill out his job applications, you got to clean up after him and teach him how to eat. Some of you are even feeding these motherfuckers out here. That makes you wet, sis? That you're stressed out, your ovaries are beating against one another on the inside, they're shriveling up in there? Because you're in a situation where you cannot relax enough to even be able to have children in the situation peacefully. And then when all is said and done, you're the crazy baby mother. And then they tell all types of new stories about you to the next person. Oh my Lord. Let's read these last apples and then go read these things for yourself, right? Andrea sent an apple that says, these women do this to feed their egos. Yes. Yes. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. The crazy part about it is that what I have found, because these men, this is what I'm saying, ladies, wake the fuck up. You are a goddess. You are a keeper of the womb. Why are you standing around here acting like you getting tricked by busters? Come on. You that simple? Are you that simple that you still have these men in 2022 telling you that you need to be tested to be in a broke bum situation and be slum pussy in struggle love? Come on. Come on. That you still got people out here trying to tell you that you that's why you can't keep a man, that you need to hold him down, you need to be with him when he has nothing, you need to sleep on an air mattress, you need to sleep in the basement of his mother's house. I told you all about that situation where the guy had a couch, a futon down in his mother's basement, and she would send the dog down there to defecate. And the guy was like, yeah, I knew she was a real one when she came down there and had intercourse with me, and the basement smelled like piss and shit. She was a real one to you, but not to herself, that she has to degrade herself to show you. What type of prize is that? Listen, you need to open up your dating field. I don't give a damn what you need to date. I don't care if you need to date women, transgender people, pansexual people, people who don't identify as anything, white people, black people, Asian people, Latinos, whatever it is. You need to date a person who is a responsible fucking adult, who can care for themselves. And if they shoot out DNA or want to adopt a baby with you, that they have the capacity to be able to care for said baby. I don't care who this person is. Does this person treat you right? Are they respectful? Do they honor you? Do you share the same values? People talking about divesting, fuck divest, just divest from anything and everything that doesn't serve you. I don't care. Just find a person who's going to be good to you. If you gotta lay up with two titties clamping your face on either side, or if you gotta have some rock hard abs on your back spooning you, or Whatever it is that you need to do, find a person who is going to be good to you, because this right here is not it. This right here is not it. This is not it. This is not it. Anyway, on that note, I am going to get out of here, and I appreciate you all. Hey, 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 divest from your family as well. I'm tired after this long video. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Hey, hey, share it if you can. Join the text notification squad. Look out for my next video. I'm gonna make a video tomorrow, but I gotta do something about this patch in my head. I didn't know this was going on. Listen, divest from anything that doesn't serve you. I'm not gonna sit up here and just talk about, because you know what? Because some of you are running to bums in other communities. Date the rainbow. Date the spectrum. Well, yeah, date the rainbow, date the spectrum. As long as you find a person who is adept on your level, who speaks your language, who has similar goals and values as a compliment to you, date who makes you happy. Stop letting these people dictate to you out here who you need to date and be with and all of that. Listen, Michonne is saying don't resort to same-sex bull. Look, be with who you please. Be with who you choose to be with. Because the people who are talking that mess right there, those be the ones paroling in the park after dark. Those be the ones on their knees in the concrete looking for a daddy after dark. Listen, I'm tired. I will see you all in the next video. Tanya TKO, and I am out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is what? What is the self-love lesson from this video right here? I want to see the self-love lesson. And while I'm boogieing, I want you to type SLL and what the self-love lesson is. Even though I'm tired, I'm going to get up and bust a groove. Why not? Let me see if there's any more apples. We're good on the apple front. If you send it after I'm off air, then I'll get it after we're off air. You know what? I gotta get my, none of my logos, nothing was on the video. My apples are not on the video. What's going on? Where are all my apples? I don't even know, but look, we'll go. Dating the rainbow is the answer. Date the rainbow, date different ages, just date different. Do something different. Do something different. Date, listen, there's 2 million less black men in this country than black women. So every black woman is not going to get a black man. So you better do something different. You better date internationally. You better date something. Let's see, SLL, remember to keep the legs closed. I don't know where you got that self-love lesson from, because ain't nobody preaching that over here. No, because your pleasure is for you. Your pleasure is for you. And I didn't even say not to stay there under certain circumstances. Listen, take your time and choose. Thank you. SLL, let's see. Standards for yourself. Know your worth and then add tax, dividend, and then some. Do the best for you, period. Have standards, expectations, boundaries. Date different and find what makes you happy and works for you. Thank you. Know your worth. Yes. I appreciate that. Yes. Stay away from Ear Mattress Mandingo. I ain't saying to stay away from him, because under certain circumstances, listen, I didn't say stay away. I just said, not if you're looking. Okay, listen. In order to love someone else properly, you have to know how to love yourself first. SLL, work on you. Don't get pregnant by a bum. Yes. I mean, unless you just looking for a baby. Because listen, if you're just looking for a baby and you know what it is, okay, that's fine. Go get you your little DNA and just do what you need to do. Date international. Make your standards and happiness non-negotiable. Do Do what makes you happy, and while maintaining a standard. I deserve love and support. Yes. Yes. Don't give up the cooch on a single ear mattress. You don't have to compromise your values. Listen, I am not preaching it. All I'm saying is know what you're getting into. That's all I'm saying. If you expecting love and a husband and all of that from that situation, just know it might not be happening. Might not be happening. Mashawn, you don't know who anybody made. The quote unquote God that you listen, you don't know, you weren't there. The first humanoid was most likely androgynous and had both parts. Was most likely intersex or hermaphrodite. Hey, come on, SLL, take him to the whole hotel. Hey, be careful who you mate with. I will not give my money to a boy, man. Hey, all right. Listen, I appreciate all of you for coming out. I'm a little tired, so I'm going to jump out of here because this is a long video, long lesson. If this benefited you in any way, please share. I know it's a long video. If you can give the person that you share it to the minute-second timestamp that you think that they should listen to, do that, because I think that there were a lot of gems in this. And you can even, inside the comment area, leave the timestamp of when you feel there were some hard-hitting lessons that need to be reheard. And then I might even take those and turn them into short little TikToks and stuff. So I appreciate all of that. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And I will see you all in the next video. Tanya TKO. And I am out. Peace.